You are listening to the Hello Sport Podcast.
All right, welcome back to the Hello Sport Podcast. I'm Unqualified Opinion and Unwavering Bias. You are here with two gentlemen who you could accuse of, if they were a candle, burning themselves at both ends. If we were candles. I'm not saying we're candles. I'd never fucking say that. So get off my back. I'm not saying we're candles. If we were candles, Edward, are we burning from both ends?
If we were candles, you could argue that. You could argue it strongly. If we were candles. Now, am I a candle? Can't say for sure. At this point. Like, you could, at this point, convince me I am a candle. You know what I mean? But historically, probably not a candle. But today might be. So that's sort of where I'm at from a candle perspective. How are you, bro?
That got me. That got me. Dude, I'm so rattled today. I can't I'm completely fucked. I had a sting on me yesterday that was just, I was never not going to get fucked up. And it was just like, as much as I sort of just talked to myself, look, we'll see how the day goes. We see what happens. I was getting fucked up no matter what.
Yeah.
And fucked up I got. Late one, real late one. Or at least
Daddy late or like late?
Well, late for me, but also just late. 3:30. It's not early. It's not early. I'm not.
It's not early, bro.
Sunrise, but I mean, it'd take a real cocky motherfucker to be like, "Oh, 3:30, not late." Shut up, mate. 3:30 is the candle hour, dude. You're burning. You're burning at both ends at 3:30.
Well, after 3, you're burning. You're a light after 3. It depends what sort of operator you are, though. Like, if you've seen a few sunrises, you're not burning at both ends until the birds start chirping. I don't think.
No, well, I mean, like,
but in your context, yeah, you were burning at both ends.
If you're a pig and you don't think that 3:30 is a double-ended candle burn, then that's fine. If you need to hear those Sunday birds to get a real burn.
Well, Monday birds.
Monday birds. You're right. Fucking Monday it is, isn't it? Good Lord. Anyway, candle's been burnt. And I woke up today grateful though, Eddie, and I think it's important to be grateful where possible. But I woke up grateful because I slept on the couch. I had one of the great headaches in modern times. They will study my brain as to how I survived it. And then I moved toward, you see the look on your child, like, what's wrong with dad? Daddy's just burnt some candles, baby. Just get away from me. Don't smell my breath. Just get the fuck away from me. But I crawled into bed from the couch at about 8:30. I then woke up at 10:15 on a Monday. And my most pressing engagement was to come and talk to you about burning candles. And I just had a moment to say thank you to the universe and to be grateful and to be appreciative, because I've got mates who I was burning said candles with yesterday who are sitting in the office right now, looking for the nearest open window.
Hanging on by a thread, Tom.
By a thread.
Look, it's lovely. We were scheduled for 10 o'clock, as you know. We've pushed that out. Not through like an overwhelming necessity, but more because we could.
Because we
did.
Yeah, you know what?
We could, so we did.
10. Can we push 10? 10's too early. 10's too early.
Look, 10's not going to work for me.
10 ain't working for me today, baby.
Because I'm in a hotel down here in Melbourne. Got to tell you, Tom, some of the best block-out blinds I've ever come across. The block-out blind wildly underrated in my
Blockout
opinion.
blind is underrated. Not wild.
You don't see enough of them. You don't see enough of them. You don't see enough of them.
There's not enough talk about them.
No one talks about that. You don't walk into homes and go, "My God, those blockout blinds are superb." It's not part of the conversation as much as it should be. Yeah. I don't think.
No, I'm with you.
They're a fucking game changer if you've got them in operation. I'll tell you why. No light gets in, Tom. So at 10:30, you're saying to yourself, your brain's telling you it's 2 a.m.
Roll over.
3 a.m.
Yeah,
you know better. You know better, but like it makes it fucking easy to sleep. So at 10, I felt it necessary to push a couple of more Z's out, and that we did.
Yeah, well, I appreciated the message. 10:30 ? I'm like, yeah, let's go that. And then, as it turns out, more 10:30 for 11.
For 11:15, more likely, but you get it.
You get where we're at. Why are you in Melbourne, buddy? John, one of the great fucking end of year tours.
Well, end of year, start of year.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like, it's one of the great tours.
No, end of year. Yeah. Well, it's the last day, bruh. So.
Oh, it is. Isn't
That's upsetting. Yeah, it's got me a little bit rattled, to be honest. But that's by the by.
Yeah.
I'm down here for a wedding. Wedding was yesterday. Edward Meyer married Gigi, love of his life. Beautiful stuff. We ripped and teared, Tom. We ripped and teared. Cocktail event. Ooh. Very nice.
Mugs.
There was was there? I didn't have any margaritas yesterday. I had some on the way there, but not there. Like rosé.
In the
taxi. It was like open bar. I was like tequila.
Oh yeah.
Rosé. All the pleasantries, all the niceties.
Yeah.
So that was fucking good. Good DJ, good dance floor. So it was hot, sweaty work last night, but
that's nice.
Everyone was getting into it. It was good fun, and then a couple of nightcaps with my old mate Oliver, and that was all she wrote. But it was late.
Yeah.
Night before that was late.
Yeah.
Like
Candle
2 late
work.
nights.
It
was real candle work on the Saturday night, and then like backed up with another burn last night. But we were down Chapel Street on Saturday. That place fucking pumps, bro. It's a gentle reminder that, not that I do a heap of like night clubbing, Tom, but like it's a gentle reminder of a couple of things down here. A, what they've done to Sydney nightlife, like they've just ripped the fucking soul out of it.
Yeah.
It's now soulless, but whatever. And two, like how like we are old, you know what I mean? Like when you see 18-year-olds off their guts at Revolver, like fucking sitting by themselves in chairs and shit, like littered around the joint, you're like, holy fuck, that's youth right there.
Yeah, that's youth. I was talking to my niece a couple of days ago. She was around here and she's like 22 or something. And she was saying, shout out Katarina, she won't listen, but she was just talking, like, I think she works on like the island and shit, and just talking about how like they go out after work. Like you leave, you don't get to the place you're going to until like 11, 12, you know, like that's the first place you go. And I was just like, fuck, that's right. I just have forgotten the ways of the ripper and the tearer and the nightclub scene, you know? Yeah, we're just going out here and then we go down like, holy shit, I don't have the stones for it anymore.
Mate, you're like, you wouldn't get to the Cross before like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Like before 12 was considered really early.
Yeah, what are you doing in the Cross? You're there for lunch before midnight?
It's 11 o'clock. What are you doing here?
You're meeting your parents? It's fucking, I don't even remember. Like, so, I mean, in that context, 3:30 is lame.
Dude, it's lame as fuck, but it's not lame for you, buddy.
Oh, exactly.
So it's like, you know, it's your candle burn. It's not a candle burn.
You know what,
in
dude?
terms of like
burning candles is like, you know, the beauty's in the eye of the beholder sort of a situation. If it burns for you, then it burns true.
I've always said that.
Yeah, you have.
We've always said that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of the great sayings.
It is a great saying, that one. caught up with a dear friend of ours who's back from America for a couple of months, Zachy Pritch. We went to the Nelson in Bondi, and we also caught up with the Thick Ropes County off the back of another famous loss. And we all sort of settled in for a session and a half. A lot of tequila as well, actually, was my poison, amongst some other things. But tequila, certainly the main character, you could say. Or
the protagonist, Tom.
The protagonist.
Yeah.
No, the protagonist was Tequila, and yeah, he obviously had some supporting cast members,
Of course,
who did their job.
Well, Leo only shines bright because of those around him. You know what I mean?
Except in Revenant when he's like crawling through the snowbank.
Yeah, well, Tom Hardy was pretty good. The bear played a role. Tom Hardy played a role. The natural light.
That kid,
his photographer gets a nod.
Yeah,
No, I take your look again. He does the heavy lifting. I'm not here saying that Leo doesn't lift big, because he does. I'm merely saying that the bear played a role. Had the bear not attacked him and maimed him, then the crawling wouldn't be relevant.
Exactly, it'd be silly. It'd be like, why are you crawling? Just get up. It's a great point you make, Eddie. And as I reiterate, the supporting cast, without them, none of it's possible. So I do take a moment to thank the supporting cast of Tequila,
who may remain unknown.
Yeah, we're not going to get into specifics of who they were. So we're at the Nelson, just ripping in, and then we went back to Henry's place and continued to rip in. And then at 3:30 rolls around, and I contemplate my life and what the fuck I'm doing. Start to panic. Get me out of here. Get me home. And then you find me fucking on the couch at 4 a.m. listening to Billie Eilish, just trying to make sense of the world, which I didn't. But luckily, I fell asleep quickly before I could get into too much weird shit on YouTube.
Yeah, that's a rabbit hole.
It's your body. It's your body. Like, you just like your body, like you get knocked. You being knocked unconscious is your body's way of going like, all right, let's shut this thing down. You've had enough. I think that's what, like, also passing out at 4 a.m. It's like, yo, we don't need to get in a Billie Eilish rabbit hole at this hour. Let's just knock this fucker out.
Yeah. Well, we've done this before and it didn't end well. So I'm calling it.
I'm calling it now. Knock him out. Shut us down.
Calling it now. Yeah. Shut us down.
He's 15 minutes into a 35-minute Billie Eilish interview. Shut it down. Shut it down now. This guy does not know what he's doing. He is a danger to himself and those around him. So that was me, mate. But yeah, grateful to be able to wake up on a Monday and roll into the office and just get to talk to you. It's been nice.
It's been lovely, mate. It's been lovely so far. Couple of giggles.
Needed it.
Well, they help.
They help.
Laughter's the best medicine. Now, that wouldn't be a saying if it weren't true, Tom.
Mate, I couldn't agree with you more. It is the best medicine. I will say that when you're hungover, it's a really good elixir. Like, it's a really good medicine. I do find off the back of a good giggle, though, my energy ain't where it needs to be, and I actually might feel worse after laughter.
Yeah, well, they're dizzying highs with crashing lows. You know what I mean? You got to pay a toll for the giggle. So I'm hearing you. I didn't have a headache before. I might have a little one now.
Yeah.
I will say this, because I feel like I need to share things with the punnet, of course, Tom, with the dribbler. It may be of no relevance to anyone, and people may not care, but I have noticed, Tom, of late, I don't know how of late, but like, I'd say the last 3, 4, 5 months, haven't been getting hungover.
Oh.
Like, used to get really fucked up headaches. They're not really playing a role anymore. Like, maybe a bit like, not sick, but like a bit sort of flat.
The headache's gone.
They're gone, bro. I don't know what's going on, but it's good. It's great.
It's like, are you an X-Men? Is this an evolution?
Well, I suppose what I'm trying to say is, Tom, am I witnessing my own evolution? Am I evolving before my own eyes?
Wow. I would say there probably isn't anyone that's aware of their own evolution, or at least there hasn't been to this point, you know?
No, exactly. Well, it usually like evolves across generations, right? Not in the generation. I don't even know if that's true. But
Well,
like,
I mean, look, you can't. Obviously, it changes over generations, but surely some change must happen to an individual, right? Or maybe not.
so am I mutating, or am I like, what's happening?
Yeah, what is it? Is it a mutation?
What's happening at the molecular level, Tom?
It's an important question you ask because you've gone 30 years of heavy drinking and paying a toll, like having headaches. Now you don't.
Yeah, I know. I'm not quite sure what to make of it.
Something has changed and we don't know what it is, but we know it's happening at a molecular level.
Well, it must. It has to be.
Yeah.
At the down with the electron.
Yeah.
And the atom and the neutron.
Positive,
and
electrons, neutrons, nucleus.
Yes. Nucleuses and et al.
The atoms, in the atom.
That's sort of like, that's all I got down there.
No, yeah.
Basically.
That's
Higgs bosons and shit, you know?
Higgs bosons, dude. Yeah. I can't think of anything.
Positrons, is that a thing?
Look, it could be, Eddie. Positive and negative ions. What's the shit where the quantum physics, you know?
Yeah.
Mechanics.
Yeah. Quantums.
Fucking hell. All right. Apologies, Punters Dribblers. Apologies. Sincere apologies. I haven't had a chance to go back and watch the ending to the cricket yesterday. Like, I was watching it, but I was, as has just been previously outlined, you know, Tequila and the supporting cast were on stage. So there wasn't as close attention paid as maybe one would expect from a Top of the Heap Sports podcast.
Well, when you're ripping and tearing, your attention has the potential to wane.
Yes. But they were
was at
50 and then all out.
Well, they were none for 68.
Right.
I know that because I watched the replay this morning. I was at a wedding, and as much as I love my nation and as much as I love Test cricket, couldn't really be in the corner fucking pounding KO into the earth. So I just kept checking my phone, what's happening with the score. Now I'm for 68, and then next time I check, they're all out for 124 or something like that. And I'm like, that is so fucking disgusting. I've gone back and watched the dismissals. I think we can all agree, English and Australian alike, that the Palms threw in the towel. They threw in the towel.
Just gave up.
They gave up. They go, you know what?
One where, like, when you're
it's time to go home.
There was some dudes throwing their wicket away. Like, I just remember seeing one of the most unnecessary, T20-esque slog shots, and he just got bowled clean. You're like, what the fuck are you doing to Pat Cummins? Get your head out.
Good luck,
dude. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck, dude. That's not going to end well for you because Blue Eyes is the best in the business. So I'm not really getting it. And it's not like they were fucking chasing some outrageous total, 270.
That's what I mean. They weren't chasing an outrageous total. They had time. You could have just batted your, obviously it's difficult to chase, but you could have just chilled the fuck out and slowly eked away runs.
They wanted to go home. They were over it. They were like, it's time to pack it up. It was their best opening stance, partnership, none for 68 in 8 years. So
what? 8 years is
in
their
Australia?
Best opening?
In Australia.
Oh, okay.
Australia.
Fucking hell. Still, that's disgusting. That's still sad. That's still an indictment on English cricket.
68 is not much, bro. What the fuck?
That's what Smudge averages. That's a bad day out for Smudge.
So in 8 years, that would be 3 tours. So 12 tests, I think. No, 15 tests. Pretty fucking ordinary. 2 innings.
Pretty
Anyway,
close.
blah, blah, blah. 30 digs. But they gave up, Tom. So, a little bit disappointing, I suppose. It's like,
Well,
you've got to show a bit more fucking ticker than that. But I will admit.
that was day 3, though, wasn't it? Yesterday?
Friday, Saturday. Yeah, it was day 3.
Yeah, just another 3-day. Like, fucking hell, England. Like, can we not just get. Like, yeah, Australia's good and we did well, but you guys are so fucking weak. We've been robbed of more days Test cricket this summer because of English ineptitude than anything La Nina's done or could have done. Days and days. We've almost lost, like, what, at least a full test worth of fucking days? 2 3-day finishes.
Well,
One
2.5 day finish in Melbourne.
2.5 in Melbourne.
Yep.
3 in Hobart.
Mm-hmm.
Did the Gabba go 5? I don't know if the Gabba went 5.
Don't think so. I'm just trying to get up their collapses for the punter and the dribbler because it's interesting reading.
I feel like the Gabba might have been 4. Adelaide was 5, I think. Oh, no. Yeah, was it? Adelaide was 5. MCG was 2.5. Sydney was 5. Hobart 3.
Yeah. Well, that's good memory. You could be completely wrong, but
completely wrong.
I respect you for trying.
I'd lean more heavily in camp wrong.
Yes, so would I.
think
so England's Ashes collapses. 10 wickets for 56 runs in Hobart, second innings.
Jesus.
10 wickets for 61 runs at the MCG in the second innings. 8 wickets for 74 at the Gabba in the second innings, and 8 for 86 at Adelaide in the first innings. It's just bush league. It's bush league wherever you look.
Through and through.
Like at the start of the series, it was like, oh, thank God Ben Stokes is coming. Like without him, we're no chance. What the fuck's Ben Stokes done? Nothing. And then you like look at this new hot, sexy, fucking absolute 2-meter specimen, like gorgeous, only going to get hotter.
Yeah.
Takes 3 big wickets to get us cracking. Beautiful 74 the other day, and Cameron Green, who's 22, and you're like, bruh, move over.
Yeah.
There's a new fucking sheriff. There's a new sheriff in town,
and his name's Cameron. And
he's going to be here for 15 years. So get used to him.
Shout out to blonde pubic hair, which I assume he has as well. Just as a side note,
blonde pubic hair has had a fucking rough go of it, Tom. So shout out to it.
I feel like it's sort of something that seems weird, but I think Baggy Green's bringing blonde pubes back, and for that, I'd just like to say good on you and shout out to you. He is, and I don't know exactly here in terms of the numbers, Eddie, but they keep comparing him to Steve Waugh, who was much more of an all-rounder when he started, obviously, for those of you that don't know, batted and bowled. And it's like, I think maybe he has the same, or like a bit, you can maybe even Google it, but like his batting and bowling is basically on par with Steve Waugh at the same time in his career.
Is that right? That's exciting, Tom.
Exciting.
Thrilling.
I don't know if you've heard Steve Waugh, punters and dribblers. The kid could play cricket, let me tell you that.
Cameron's got Aussie captain about him too, Tom.
He does have Aussie captain. He'd have to be the tallest Aussie captain we've ever had, right? If we were to have him. I don't know if there's numbers on that. Surely it's cricket. There would be numbers, but
yeah. And there is an inherent link between respect and height.
Yep.
Tall people are quicker.
Tall people, you just will get respect, whether they've earned it or not. Now, he will, and he is earning it, but
he's also tall. So it's sort of like respect squared, if you know what I mean.
Well, you're starting from a higher base level of respect, right? If just a normal person's respect is here, if you're watching the YouTube, then if you're over 6 foot, and not just over, like 6'1", you're probably still here. But if you're like 6'3" and up, I think that your respect starts like.
Well, he's like 6'5", isn't he?
Yes, but I'm just saying, where does the extra respect start? I think it's 6'3" and up.
It's. I can tell you right now, it's not starting at 6 foot. It's 6'3", 6'4", maybe 6'4".
I think maybe 6'4", actually. Now to hear you, I think 6'3", you still don't get respect. I think from 6'4" and up, people are like, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I respect
That bloke's got something about him, and I now have to respect him.
or Sheila. But the taller
Of
you are as
course.
Sheila,
Sometimes the less respect you'll get.
well, it's more just like, I think that the respect that comes from a taller man is one of like, this guy might fuck me up if he really push comes to shove.
Yes.
And let's hope it doesn't. Whereas the taller you are as a female, that's not really that's not the conversation that's being had, despite the fact that that may be true. The taller you are as a female, you can fuck up anyone. Just a different situation. It's a different algorithm, and look, we can get into that at another time.
Look,
But
the math's different. The math's different.
It is, and that takes. We've obviously got to get back in the lab and work that one out as to where respect starts.
Look, I could go pound the whiteboard or the blackboard, but there's something about using chalk that I think
I was thinking that
resonates with me, Tom.
Yeah, it brings out the professor in me.
Yeah, nothing awakens the your inner professor like chalk on board.
Always said it. nothing awakes your inner professor like chalk on a board. Oh God!
Quote that up.
Quote that one up, punters and dribblers. But it's a good point. It's a salient Monday point.
Yeah, where to from here? Cameron Green, obviously, you could make an argument that he is he's the hottest find in a long time for us
in world cricket, but for us specifically, yes, I agree.
He's a hot fucking find, so that's nice. Scotty Boland, a hot fucking find.
Dude, Scotty Boland now, not like a Michael Nessa, can you bowl some overs for us when we've got an injured Josh Hazlewood? It's like he's now like the next best bowler in the country outside of our top four. But also, like,
what do you reckon they'll do?
What do you do with him? Because you kind of don't want him. You need him a little bit. Like, he was kind of the best.
But like, what do you do? Pakistan first test, for argument's sake.
I think you have to get Country Boy back in because of what Country Boy's done.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, does Boland stay for Stark, or does Stark?
Well, Stark kind of they're not like for like bowlers, right?
No,
Stark or Wild Man, and Boland and the Country Boy are like line length. Put it on a fucking 5-cent piece. Consistency, meticulous, metronome. Do I know what I'm talking about, Eddie? No.
But
that is what I would say.
I was asking you to speak from the vibes perspective.
Well, it is vibes based because I don't know anything. So even though it seems like I'm talking from some level of being informed, I'm not. I don't know what I'm talking about. So it's vibe, but I'm just using explanations and maybe reasoning methodology beyond my pay grade to justify my vibe. And it's that Boland and Hazlewood similar. Boland, Stark, not. Do you just have two Hazlewoods and then you lose what Stark brings? I don't know. But it's certainly not as the bowling quartet, Eddie, as they are called in cricket circles, is no longer so set and forget. Stark, Hazlewood, Cummins, fucking shut up everyone else. Now it's like have Scotty Bowles in the wings.
Like it has been for a long time. But then again, it's like it's a quartet, sure. But it's sort of becoming a 5-tet. And obviously I acknowledge that that's not the right word. But
no, it is.
At the top, we explained where we're at as people, as men. And what comes after 4? 5. So it's a 5-tet.
It's fast becoming a 5-tet. You could say 6-tet if you wanted to throw in Smudge or Man as a 7-tet. I don't know, but it's certainly a 5-tet for now.
Well, it's a 5-tet because Cameron Green bowls 145 kilometres if he wants to and fucking takes big wickets, big scalps. So that's what I meant by that. He took the first 3 wickets last night. Look it up, do some research, play a bit more of a role.
Yeah.
So it's a 5-tet, punters and dribblers, and it feels nice to say.
Yeah. It's a serious 5-tet. And all we're saying is Scotty Boland has worked himself into such a state. He's primed that thing. He is now just sort of sitting just outside of the 5-tet, first pick 5-tet, hard as a fucking blood diamond, ready to rip and tear for his nation at a moment's notice.
Yeah, at a moment's notice. On a moment's notice. It makes you think, right? It's like, is this just like, thank God we found Scotty, or are there cunts out there that, like, if given the opportunity, can do a job, but we just haven't seen them because our quartet was so tight, so fucking.
Well, yeah, like, I mean, we had what was his name? James Pattinson. Like, he was a wild man who I always liked the look of in a baggy green, you know, in the
I liked him even more when he arm sleeved up as well.
Correct, Eddie. He was an intimidator, an enforcer. I believe he once either had a soul patch or a soul patch.
He had a tickler.
He had a tickler, but I think maybe even a stud in the mouth there.
Did he have a stud?
Like where the soul patch is?
Yes.
It's like I guess it's a drop in soul patch.
What's it referred? I was going to say, what's it referred to as? So it's a drop in soul patch.
A drop in soul patch.
That makes sense. That's as opposed to an indigenous soul patch. Oh, that got me. Help.
Oh, fucking hell.
Apologies, punters and dribblers.
Sorry, punters and dribblers.
I'm back.
I got tears.
I'm back.
What?
Yeah, I'm crying too. You gotta take stock. You gotta take stock of a laughing crying laugh, whatever, because they don't happen that often.
They don't.
You don't see them that often.
When they happen, you got to drink them in.
You got to drink them in.
Oh,
that's funny. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
So what does that mean for the nation now? I don't know. Other than to say that we look hot.
That pitch was a fucking piss take. That was the greenest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I was thinking about that, right? Like, I must profess that I don't watch a whole lot of Tasmanian Shield cricket. That may shock the punter and the dribbler, but it's true.
Yeah. You got to be up front.
You got to be up front. Like, if that is an ode to, like, the Shield decks they roll out, I understand them, like, putting forward a wicket that is, like,
representative of
like cricket. That as that pitch. Do you know what I mean? Like, if that's the case, then I'm happy with it, right? It's like in memory, I'm pretty sure the Hobart deck's always pretty green.
That green?
So, like, I don't know if it was that green, Tom, but I know that
the only reason you could see the pitch was because the grass was shorter than the grass directly next to it. Like, there wasn't a change in color, at least at the start of the test. It was like, oh, that's just shorter fucking someone's mowed a pitch into their backyard.
Yeah, I understand. But, like, part of me likes there being character to pitches. Do you know what I mean?
Agreed.
Like, in the drop-in age, they're all pretty fucking similar, and it's a bit of a yawn. Like, I like them being different. You know what I mean?
Do you think that the batting from Australia was poor because of the pitch? Like, was that it was just a green?
Well, I think in hindsight, given, like, how England performed, 300
was actually very good.
Was pretty fucking good in the first innings. Like, that was rock solid. So I think we batted well. We're like
Travis 100 on that pitch is,
dude. That's they're calling it like one of the great tons.
It was fucking impressive, bro. Like, and also the situation the game was in. Like, you know, and him coming back, and it was like, it's not like there was any pressure on him, but there was a big selection call made in dropping Harris for Kawaja and all that sort of shit. And like,
Well, there wasn't
front foot.
There wasn't pressure on him. He just wanted to shore things up, and fucking oath he's done that. Like,
Mate,
he shored
the shit out of it now. Like,
I tell you what he's got a bit about, Tom, and we were talking about this the other night, and I think you may agree. I think he's got a bit of team song leader about him.
Ooh, bit of under the suthy.
Well, when Gary goes, who does Gary give it to?
It's got to be a mainstay. I was going to say, if it wasn't Trav, I would throw
to Baggy.
Well, Scotty Bowles. Because you like someone who's a bit shy
but he's not always in the team.
That's the problem. But when Lyon was given it,
why do you want people? Yeah.
When Lyon was given it, I was kind of like, oh, I don't think Lyon was at the point in his career then, and I could be wrong because I don't know anything. But that I don't think Lyon's position was as shored up as I feel like you need to be bestowed that fucking responsibility. Now, as it turns out, Lyon, you know, fucking 400 chest wickets, like, but
he was given that in 2013, dude, ages ago.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I like the idea of someone like Scotty Bowles, who is seems like shy, maybe not, like, again, I'm just completely psychoanalyzing a person that I've never met and have seen bowl cricket balls a few times, but shy, maybe not like loud or like outwardly
humble,
modest, and something like this forces him into the limelight that he deserves but retires away from, if that makes sense.
It does. Makes perfect sense. Makes a lot of sense.
I think it'd mean a lot to him. Now, will he get it? Probably, almost definitely not. But I don't mind the Trav shout, Eddie. I don't mind the Trav shout.
Again, being a bit of a mainstay is important. I like the idea of a Cameron Green maybe doing it. I don't know historically I think Gary was the first bowler.
Was he?
Dior, I think Dior. Yeah.
Wow. That's a bit of fucking. That's almost like I don't know what the word is, Eddie, but it's a word that's used very frequently in today's society. But basically, it seems a little. I don't know if it's discriminatory is the word I'm looking for, but it seems a little discriminatory that bowlers were kept out of the reckoning for singing under the Southern Cross until 2013.
Credited to former wicketkeeper Rod Marsh. Rod Marsh gave it to Alan Border. Alan Border gave it to David Byrne. I'm incorrect. So there you go.
What do you mean?
Bernie gave it to Heels.
Huh?
No, Booney was a wicketkeeper. So
Booney wasn't a wicketkeeper.
Did he bowl?
No, he was a batter.
Yeah, right. I thought he bowled.
If he bowled, it would have been. I don't think there was any fucking. It would have been incredibly part-time-ish.
Yeah, no, you're right. 14 first-class wickets.
One of the great.
So ignore me, punters and dribblers. So David Byrne gave it to Ian Healy. Healy gave it to Punter. Then when Punter became captain, he gave it to JL. JL gave it to Hussey. Hussey gave it to Nathan Lyon.
Interesting. I was thinking about that. Like, if you're captain, you don't want to be singing it as well. So it's like when I become.
No, you can't do both, Tom.
No. It's like give someone else a fucking go.
But
so Punter had it. That's crazy.
He did, yeah.
They give it to some fucking throbbers, dude. Like, that's a serious.
Is that a list or what?
That's a list. So you can't just be giving it out. Greatest respect to Scotty Bowen, and you've had a great summer, but you're not there yet. You're certainly not there yet.
No,
I don't mind Trav there. I don't mind Trav. Travis, as we said a couple of weeks ago, I thought Travis was fucking in his 30s, dude. He's like 27. Like,
Travis Head also looks like Bernie.
He does it. Well, he's a sensitive new age Booney. He's Booney on a diet, fucking.
Do you know what I mean? Very similar.
He's Booney with a fucking gluten intolerance.
Yes. Yes, he is, Tom. Yes, he is. Now.
And he's 27. And I'm happy for him to.
That's not very old, Tom.
Dude, that's not old. There's a lot of cricket in those legs.
Like, how old's David Warner?
35, Eddie.
Dude, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And now he's just getting into his work. And that 100 on a fucking spicy ass deck with the game in the balance. And also, it was beautiful to see Baggy Green get first innings runs when we needed him. That was a great 70. I would have loved to see him go on and get his maiden, but I don't give a fuck, really. It was more just about showing that you are an all-rounder. You've taken wickets like it's going out of fashion, but now you're scoring first innings runs when we are under the pump.
We can worry about the ton later, Tom. We can worry about the ton later. 74 brave runs when we needed them, or 74 odd, whatever the fuck it was, is exactly what the doctor ordered, and that's that.
Yeah.
And that
the doctor ordered
that. Well, the doctor did order it, and the doctor gets what he orders. So
74 of the best were required, and they were delivered. So that was impressive, dude. I mean, that was as erection-inducing as 74 runs has ever been for this nation.
Ever been.
Ever. Serious pilot boner med situation.
Exactly right. So in summation, Tom.
Yep.
We're too fucking good.
We're too good. That's the reality. That's the reality of the situation, is that we are too good.
We're too good. So fuck the lot of you.
Yeah, fuck the lot of you. Now, I do have something that I need to address.
What is it?
Firstly, before I do, what ended up happening with that Novak thing?
Dude, can I be honest with you? I think he might be playing the first round. Let me look it up. And like maybe getting like
Kicked out mid-tournament?
Potentially.
Or is he gone?
I don't know. Oh no, he's left. He's gone.
He's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. It's done.
So what happened?
Novak Djokovic leaves Australia after losing his bid to stay. The unvaccinated tennis star said he was extremely disappointed, but would respect the court's ruling. He departed on a flight to Abu Dhabi from Melbourne Airport on Sunday night. Wow.
Do they say why though? Like, what was it that he like?
Well, so basically, the court ruled that Australia's Immigration Minister Alex Hawke was within his rights to cancel the unvaccinated tennis star's visa for a second time on the basis that the player could pose a risk to public health and order.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see really what the risk is, but anyway.
Well, there isn't one, but whatever. I also thought that because he'd had it, and I'm already fucking falling asleep as I say it, but I thought because he had it, he was now antibodied up,
yeah,
and couldn't get vaccinated because you can't, like, you actually have to wait a couple of months or whatever after having it before you get any like booster or this or that. Otherwise, you're just fucking full to the brim of shit.
Look, we've been over this fucking shit at nauseum, but it is fucking wild what they've done here, Tom.
Yeah, it's been
it's been a fucking shit show from start to finish. But like, it just seems to me, Tom, that it's like political, and they're looking to buy votes because there's an election coming up.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of like, fuck Novak, fuck anti-vaccination sort of mentality running around. Especially old conservatives, they fucking eat this shit up with a spoon, dude. So I reckon
it's just not that many anti-vaxxers, dude. When you've got 94% of the population who is vaccinated, I'm like, I'm not really buying this fucking argument that there is some huge amount of anti-vaxxers in the country.
Well, the proof's in the pudding now, Tom. There isn't. It's just they make a lot of noise, or a lot of noise is made
about them. Yeah, but it's actually like, dude, relax. There's not that.
Like one of Alex Hawke's reasons for cancelling the visa was that he didn't want to breed anti-vaccination sentiment. I'm like, bruh, 95% of people are vaccinated. Like, I don't think it's a big deal.
And then what? They're going to be like, oh, but Novak fucking got in, so now I don't want to get vaccinated. Like, really? It's already done.
That seems like a fairly long bow to draw,
doesn't it?
Don't you think?
Very long bow.
So no Novak. I still think, part of me still thinks that Alex Hawke might be a Roger fan. I can't shake it, Tom.
He might be what?
A Roger Federer fan. I just can't shake it.
Look, I mean, I don't think that's out of the question.
What's the longer bow to draw? That Alex Hawke's protecting Roger Federer's Grand Slam record, or that he thinks there's a legitimate risk to public health
and safety of the nation? Yeah.
I think it's probably the former.
Because I also don't think politicians give a fuck about anyone. They just want to get reelected. So the only person he cares about is maybe Roger Federer because, he gets to put up an Instagram post one day with him and Rog being mates. But the health and safety of the nation, I don't think Alex, whatever the fuck his name is, I don't think he cares.
No, I don't think so, Tom.
I don't think he gives a rat's ass. I tell you what, we also probably owe an apology to our good friend Bernard Tomic, who did test positive for COVID. He called it Nostra Bernard. He said he was coming down with it. No one listened. Everyone wanted to jump on the fucking Bash Bernie bandwagon. Not us, but we were questioning his ability to call COVID 3 days out. Turns out, I don't think you even need any rat tests anymore. You just need a nard. And he just comes up, looks at you. Yeah, you got it. You got COVID.
Yeah. No, I can tell.
Yeah.
No, I can tell.
NARD test.
Yeah. Have you done a nard, bro?
Fuck PCRs and rat tests. Just get a
nard.
Yeah,
fuck them off. Just get a nard. Nard will tell you. Nard knows. Nard's tapped in. Congratulations to Nard. But also maybe, I'm not apologizing, but we may have, we didn't take his abilities seriously, Tom.
That's exactly it.
We didn't realize that Nard had a certain skill set that maybe transcends the observable reality in which we exist. Correct. He's tapping into other dimensions, other planes.
Yes.
Et al. I would like to shout out a proud Australian, Tom.
Yeah.
Who over the last couple of years has probably slipped from the public's conscious because he suffered injuries and shit. But Tomic and Kokkinakis.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Won his first ATP title the other day in Adelaide, and the kid can play. He's only 25, so he's got years ahead of him.
Yeah,
he's a vibe, bro.
He is a vibe. I'm excited by Tomic. He excites.
Excites me, dude.
Yeah.
He's an excitable guy. So I just wanted to shout him out.
Yeah, no, he did well. Beat Cilic, I think, in the semi.
Don't sleep on Tomic.
Dude, do not. The last thing you should be doing is sleeping on Tomic. He ain't a bed, punters, dribblers.
He ain't a mattress, bro. That's no mattress you're laying on.
No, that's a human being. That's a man.
That's a winner. It's a winner.
Mate, you knock off a grand
slam. A winner.
Has Cilic won a slam? I feel like he has. Tomic.
US Open.
Not a mattress.
US Open, don't know the year, Dior.
Yeah, recently-ish though. But yeah, Tomic fucking got the job done against a slam winner in Cilic, at least a finalist.
Beautiful stuff.
You don't fucking sleep on that motherfucker.
No, you don't sleep on that motherfucker. So I'll be out there today, ripping and tearing.
That's right. Who are you watching?
Duckworth. You know Duckworth?
Yes.
What's his first name? Does it matter? No.
James
Duckworth? I think you might be right. I think he's playing today. We'll probably go check him out. A little bit of fucking Aussie, oi, you know what I mean?
I get you.
Well, I to be honest, Tom, I looked at the schedule last night when I, was well on my way, and it's all but slipped from my memory. So I'm going to have to touch up on that. We've only got ground passes, so we'll just nip about. You don't really want to get stadium games this early in the going anyway, because generally it's like Nadal pounding some loser into the ground, 6-love. It's like
you don't see a guy return a shot.
Right. Was the juice worth the squeeze on that one? Possibly not. So you keep it groundy early, Tom. You ground yourself early.
Get a couple of rough diamonds, India.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Go out and watch the Hackers, bro. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
You
Get
know
to
what
see
I
some
mean?
rallies, dude. I want to see some.
You need
big
some-
fucking,
what you know what I want to see, Tom?
beaters
Some
without
passion.
winning shots. You know what I mean?
I want to see passion. I want to see passion.
Yep.
Now,
when are you flying back to this great state?
tomorrow.
I was going to say, surely you're not doing it today.
No
Oh.
fucking way, Thomas. No way. My holiday is not yet over.
Yeah,
It's drawing to a close, Tom. The final song is playing.
Yeah.
The encore, if you will.
Yeah, the lights have been turned up.
But my spirit lives on.
Yeah, and that's
so just a gentle nod of the head to what has been another great horizontal season. For those of you unaware, from this period until Australia Day, end of January, is still not upright territory.
No.
I start to head back to my feet.
Yeah,
but it takes time.
It's not an overnight thing. Like, it takes a few days to
weeks,
yeah, to get fully upright.
Generally.
Yeah, like you're sort of right now. If you see Eddie walk, he's on all fours. He's like crawling basically. If he's got to get somewhere, he doesn't.
Yeah,
walk.
I'm hunched over.
Or like you're walking like fucking gorillas do.
Yeah. Well, exactly right. Yeah. You're not crawling. You're sort of like Tarzan stuff.
Yeah. It's Tarzan work until you you're back again. It's that evolution, and then you back up. You know what I mean? You start
back up.
Then you
like that. You know, that image that people wear on shirts, which is always a little bit surprising. And then someone adds like, it's like back at a computer, like de-evolution.
Exactly.
Clever.
Really clever. Really clever. Oh, you're making me think. With your T-shirt. I need to bring to your attention. I think I even messaged you yesterday saying that
you did. Yeah, you did.
Henry, friend of the show, 20 Wells, has a gripe. He had a gripe and he raised it with me.
I misread your message yesterday as well.
We restart now. Sorry, punters, dribblers, had a technical glitch there had a technical glitch. Let's just leave it at that. We were saying that Henry has a gripe with us. You said you misread my text message
and thought he had a gripe with me, and I was like, "Edge."
So you thought it was like a person.
But then I reread it, and I'm like, "Okay, that makes me feel slightly better." But go on.
So you'll remember Eddie, and the punter and the dribbler may not sure. Some of you definitely will. Remember when you and I were on the ground for the Manly Seagulls, getting around basically with all the other club legends and sort of, waving to the adoring fans?
Yes, I remember it well.
That was organised and facilitated by one Henry Wells.
Yes,
basically
it was.
Got us to the Golden Eagles Day, got us tickets. We then subsequently were on the field. We then subsequently went to the post-game sort of celebrations afterwards, the function, if you will, which is the first time that we met the Turbo Bros, Turbo's dad. It was the first proper annual general meeting, or whatever the fuck they're called, of the Tomato Farmers Union.
AGM, Tom, yeah. That was the first.
It was and I don't know why this saying means anything, and I don't know if it's correct here, but a red letter day?
Yeah, or like a red panty day.
Yeah, I don't know why the fuck that means anything, and it probably is wrong. It was a big day for us. Henry felt like if that doesn't get you baggy green, what does? Now, as he's explaining this to me,
it's an excellent point.
I had to basically say, look, it's hard for me to. It's hard. I don't have an answer for you as to why that isn't baggy green worthy. He was like, he's like, and this is a couple of years. It's not like he's been holding on to this.
What was the tipping point? Thank you, Mama.
I don't know.
Coffee? No coffee.
Oh, I didn't know one of the coffees, sorry.
That's okay.
Right.
That's okay. No coffee. Got the roll though, Tom. Got the roll, no coffee.
What you
Oh, it's a ham cheese croissant. It's a ham cheese croissant.
Right.
I like croissants, so this is okay.
I love croissants as well, but like, what the
Thank
fuck?
you, my love.
What are we doing without a coffee? You know what I mean? What's that about?
Well, it's a question that I'm asking myself, Tom. Here, it's left me fairly rattled. I thought that went without saying.
I didn't know you wanted a coffee. Like, I mean, you also just heard my conversation when we had the glitch. I was having to basically fight tooth and nail for a fucking bacon and egg roll from Steph. Like, I don't know what the hell's going on here.
Look, I love Ella with all my heart, and I appreciate her bringing me a ham cheese croissant. But I'll say this, Tom. I'll say this. If roles were reversed and I returned without a coffee, I would be castrated on the spot. And that's a fact. That's a fact. You can take that to the fucking bank.
You can take that to the bank. I'd be writing a eulogy right now for it.
Yeah, you would be. It'll be all over. Hello Sport would see, like, you know, it'd be done.
You'd be fucked. And that's the same with my situation where Steph was like, I don't know where I'm going to get a bacon and egg roll from. And I said, hey, listen. That's the biggest load of shit I've ever heard in my life. Have you heard of an establishment called a cafe? Any one of those will sell a bacon and egg roll. And if they don't, you have my permission to set the joint on fire.
Can I use a comparison, Tom? It's like calling going, oh, the car's almost out of fuel. I'm not sure where to get any. It's like.
That's it. I don't know where to get petrol.
You know exactly where to get it. Now, sharpen the fuck up and go and get daddy a bacon and egg roll.
Because, you know, I'm struggling.
I'm talking to Tom about his story. She's upset. I'm like, bruh, you can't hear the other end.
Who the fuck have we partnered up with in life? Who are these women?
Hopeless.
Shout out to both of them. Love you both very much.
Of course.
Henry, baggy greens, not happy. Does he deserve one? I mean, he makes a compelling argument. All I said to him was, mate, you know what? Your case is so strong for a baggy green. The only reason that I think that you probably weren't awarded one is because I sometimes think with like I just almost feel like I didn't think that you'd want one somehow, which doesn't make sense necessarily, but like, you know.
Well, it doesn't make any sense. Because who wouldn't want one?
Of course, who wouldn't want one? More like I didn't know how much of a dribbler he was.
Oh, he's a dribbler. He's
a fucking dribbler, clearly. I just didn't even really think about it.
I think we can comfortably put this down to, Tom.
Clerical error?
This is an admin error. It's clerical, obviously. The cleric has missed it. I assume the cleric does clerical duties. I could be wrong.
No, I think you're pretty spot on there, mate.
I don't even know what the fuck a cleric is, but
I don't know if there is a cleric.
But it is clerical. The
error is clerical.
Is clerical. Yeah, it's clerical. It's a clerical error. Clerical errors can be fixed.
They can. Rectified. Remedied.
They can be rectified, easily remedied. And remedied they will be. I think Henry gets one on the face of it. I think he gets one on the weight of,
like, you know,
weight.
Like if you on the weight of weight, like how do
on the weight of weight he gets one. So congratulations to Henry.
Yeah, another baggy green member. Now listen,
good stuff.
He did. I mean, if you think you've got a case to make, then we're happy to be your matter will be heard in the highest court in the land, which is us.
The Court of Dribble and Yarn.
Court of Dribble and Yarn.
Yeah. It's higher than the High Court. So
it is. Yeah, exactly. Novak was going to take his case once he got rejected again to the Court of Dribble and Yarn. And he went, you know what? I'm spent. Fuck it. I'm out of here.
Yeah. Oh, he's out of money. He's out of puff. So that's why.
Yeah. But, you know, if you think you got a case, you can make your case. I would say that this would be a landmark case, but also one that is, there aren't many of these getting about. You know, where it's like, oh, I think I'm owed a baggy green, like a historical fucking sort of clerical.
A historical baggy green, yeah. You don't see it often, but every now and then, you know what? In the fullness of time, you're going to see it all, aren't you? And we've seen it. Landmark. Congratulations to Henry.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Welcome to the 11.
Love the punter, love the dribbler.
Yeah, love
Tom, is that us?
Oh, mate, it couldn't be more us.
Yeah.
We're done. Dunzo.
So I'm off.
Excited to see you back on Thursday, back in the studio.
It'll be nice to hug and kiss again, bro.
It'll be good. Ciao, ciao.
Could you two just not talk anymore?